Later today, USDA will release its latest production estimates. What might the numbers say? Well, AgDay's Michelle Rook has a look ahead with John Payne in Markets Now.
Welcome to Markets Now. John Payne is joining us this morning, and John, the WASDE out later this morning. Let's talk about some of these expectations for corn. We're looking at lower ending stocks in terms of the estimates. The real key here is really going to be yield, though, isn't it?
That'll be the easiest way to move the balance sheet for sure. You'll get a yield change in corn. You're planting or harvesting around 85 million acres. So a bushel up or down is going to move it decently. Estimates, I think the minimum estimate is 172. I found that to be a little bit high. I would expect some of the folks out there to maybe have dropped it a little bit further. Yields aren't perfect. They're not awful, but I don't think anybody's coming in where they were a year ago in the case of the early numbers that I've really run into. So I think with corn, you could potentially get some increased demand as well. The ethanol grind's been very, very good. And I'm at a poultry conference right now, and the feed guys that I speak to on the poultry side are doing very, very well. So feed prices, they're in the market here. So all in all, I think that you might see the demand side surprise a little bit.
What about soybeans? We're looking at maybe lower yield, but here ending stocks could go up, right?
Yeah, soybeans are the ones where the yield probably is the most uncertain here, and whether it can get below 50, I think will be the kind of trigger key here. There's also Brazil that's in the USDA report as well. They're going to start talking about new crop Brazilian acres. So CONAB yesterday came out and gave their shot 162 million metric tons for next year. I think the USDA will probably start around that level, maybe even a little higher. And so those are all just bearish darts that they're throwing at the market to a degree. And right now that supply is either in the bag or getting planted right now. So there's a lot of yield risk that can come with that in the future.
And John, what about wheat? We kind of know where domestic stocks are going to be here after the quarterly stocks. So will the global number be more important on wheat?
Global number will be important for wheat. The uncertainty with wheat right now really is around how the supplies are going to get from the Black Sea to the rest of the world. And it's got to go through a new war zone, which is 150 miles away from Port Said, where the Red Sea meets. So I think you could see some demand adjustments on wheat, potentially to the upside, especially given the pattern we've seen out of Europe, that they've picked up some demand. The Russian prices have picked up demand. So all in all, I think that would be where the most wild card is. We've seen wheat really get beat up here since the last USDA report. I think we're down close to 50 cents, 60 cents. So a snapback would certainly be welcome.
Thanks for joining us, John Payne with Hedge Point Global Markets. We'll have more Ag Day coming up.
To find John's newsletter, This Week in Grain and Oilseeds, head over to www.thisweekingrain.com.